Are we sleeping on Russ and the Seahawks? Sam, you first.
No, we're not sleeping on the Seahawks. We need to stay asleep. There's nothing going on in Seattle. And let me tell you why. First of all the teams we've been talking about, for good reason, in the NFC West are really, really good teams. San Francisco last year, everyone was injured. The year before, they were in the Super Bowl. LA Rams, right? Everybody, what's going on with LA? Now they got a quarterback. That's already just in that division, first and foremost. We're still figuring out what's up with Kyler Murray, but the talent on the Arizona Cardinals roster, that's one of the, if not the most talented when it comes to players on that roster. J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, talent. Zaven Collins, talent on the roster. Not even talking about offense, right? D-Hop, talent. A.J. Green. The list goes on and on. And so when you talk about like who's going to be in the playoffs, first of all, they're not winning the division. Seattle is. And then I go to wild card. Okay, so let's think about wild card. Who's making the wild card? And when it comes to that last spot, I have Chicago Bears over the Seattle Seahawks in that last wild card spot in the playoffs. So we're not sleeping on Seattle. We're sleeping on Chicago and those Bears. I don't know what's up there, bro. I don't know what you're looking at.
You know what, man? Sometimes I just, y'all my colleagues, and I love y'all, but sometimes I'm just flabbergasted at the things that come out of y'all mouth, man.
Wait a minute, don't blame me. He said it.
No, not you, Freddie. I'm talking to Acho. You just told us you got the Bears going with Andy Dalton over Russ and the Seattle Seahawks. Is that what you just said? I just want everybody to know that that's what you just said.
This is exactly what I just said, Swagoo. The Chicago Bears last year were in the playoffs. One of those teams, who's going to make it, who's not. Mm-hmm. They made it over Arizona, right? Over Arizona, Seattle was in there as well. The defense that was trash last year, they were average, below average last year, has a defensive coordinator who's a Vic Fangio disciple, Sean Desai, played for him back in 2018. Phenomenal DC. By the way, Eddie Goldman, you're a D lineman.
They've been good on defense.
Eddie Goldman, they will be great on defense.
They've been good on defense.
They will be great on defense. Offensively, the questions we have, okay, offensive line. We're all bad offensive line. They have no offensive line. I'm not even talking about the addition of Jason Peters, but I'm talking about the running back in David Montgomery. He's third in the NFL in broken tackles behind Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry. Baller. Allen Robinson at receiver, one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. Baller. So the last question that leaves us is at quarterback. And Matt Nagy has said, according to his plan, that for now, Andy Dalton is the quarterback. He said we want to see him in the regular season. You've got you know more than anybody. The season is divided into quarters. First 4 games, second 4, third 4. Andy Dalton's probably going to start those first 4 games. Second 4 games, right? That second quarter or so, games 5, 6, 7. A buzzsaw. You got San Francisco. You got Green Bay. You got Tampa Bay, and really 6, 7, and 8. Buzzsaw. Justin Fields will see the field. Trust me, he will see the field. And when he sees the field, that team will get hot, and that team will make a run and be in the playoffs.
Sacho, you know who's going to get hot and make a run?
Who?
The damn Seattle Seahawks. Because we done seen them do it every year with Russell Wilson at quarterback and DK Metcalf at wide receiver. And what they did from an offensive line standpoint when Russ fake threatened that he was going to leave if he didn't get more protection. Jamal Adams was unhealthy for a large majority of that season last year. They got better defensively down the stretch. They still have a ways to go. But I have not seen Russell Wilson disappear off of the Seattle Seahawks roster. I still believe he's the starting quarterback for them. Freddie C., correct me if I'm wrong. Because if Russell Wilson ain't starting for him, then me and Sacho on the same page. But I think and will contend that I'm going to go with that situation way faster then I'm going to go with the situation in Chicago. One, because Pete Carroll is a hell of a coach. He's proven it over time. I don't know what Matt Nagy is. They've been going to the playoffs. They've been sneaking in. A lot of that has to do with how terrible their division has been beyond the Green Bay Packers as well. I do believe the Minnesota Vikings are going to be the second best team, if not challenged for winning that division this year. I've said it before. I'm not relenting on that. I do think Chicago would be in this conversation if Justin Fields was starting now. If he was getting in in there now and getting those reps to get prepared for when week 4 comes. See, everybody got this misnomer that, oh, he going to sit down and watch football, and then when the hard part of the schedule comes, we're going to put him in and be a better football team. I don't know where that train of thought comes from. I thought reps made you a better football player, especially in the NFL. But now we go to Seattle, where they've been doing it every single year. And you gonna come on this show, Sam Acho, and tell us Andy Dalton-led offense with the Chicago Bears is going to go to the playoffs before a Russell Wilson-led offense and a defense that will be better improved than Seattle. No matter what their division is, it's still gonna be tough for every team in that division because Seattle gonna have something to say about it. I ain't writing off nobody in that division, in the NFC West. But I'm especially not writing off the team led by Russell Wilson, man.
Right, but you talked about two things. One thing you talked about was the defense. You said they got better down the stretch. That Chicago defense is not getting better down the stretch. They're going to be dominant. And yes, of course, Russell Wilson versus Andy Dalton, you're picking Russell Wilson every day of the week. That ends in Y. There's no question about that. And no, I'm not saying that Justin Fields is going to go in when that buzzsaw happens. Maybe he'll go in week 8. Maybe he'll be earlier. Who knows when it happens? But when he goes in, he will make a run. We all saw what happened back in 2012 or so when Colin Kaepernick got into the game for Alex Smith. And all of a sudden, the San Francisco team that had a really, really good defense but was somewhat stagnant on offense made a run. All of a sudden, that run took them to the Super Bowl with a guy like Colin Kaepernick. We all saw it, maybe not comparable, but a little bit similar with Kansas City. Alex Smith, once again, on that team. He did well. All of a sudden, you put in a guy like Patrick Mahomes. All of a sudden, they're in the Super Bowl again. So I'm not sitting here and saying Andy Dalton-led team is going to lead Chicago to the playoffs. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to lead that team when playoff time comes. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to be leading that team come halfway through the season or so.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.